Welcome, everybody. Talks for the People, episode 28. Tonight, we're going to be going over basically what's our favorite movie genre. If we could only watch one movie genre for the rest of our life, what would it be? And also, we're going to touch on some trendy sayings that maybe we hated, maybe we just wonder how the hell they came to be. Cody's going to fill us in on some of the trendy sayings of the last little bit, and we'll see where we fall in the spectrum of whether we like those or not. Before we get started, guys, how's it going?
Doing solid. Great day, great day. I am glad that the rain has finally stopped. It feels like it's been raining for months.
I don't think it's done yet.
Yeah, we got more coming.
But I know what you mean. Yeah. I hear my grass growing no matter where I go.
Oh.
No, I'm doing good too. Last night I went to my first open mic night in probably a year and a half or so. A lot of fun. Out at Goat Island. So if you don't know where Goat Island's at, look it up. They got some good stuff, good brews. And they got music nearly every night of some kind, so go check them out.
Did you get up and play anything last night?
Yeah, I played 3 songs and then get out of the way because a lot of them guys are playing their own music, and I don't really have any of my own music yet, so I don't want to get in their way. You know, they're trying to get their music out, their original music out, and I don't want to be the butthole up there taking up the whole time playing covers. So.
Yeah, you don't want to be like R&R, GNR, whatever. Did you play Get Low by Lil Jon on your acoustic guitar?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I just took the E string and just yeah.
I want to hear this. I want to hear this.
What was the do y'all remember the hip hop song probably in the late 2000s that it went bum 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 bum. Y'all remember that beat for like a hip hop song? I can't even remember what they say, but anyway, I used to play that on guitar in homeroom in high school, and when I get to the really low note, I'd have to drop the E down, and it's like barrel. They loved it, man. I thought that was the coolest thing.
Yes.
I couldn't.
Anyway,
couldn't tell you. Late 2000s hip hop is typically not in my wheelhouse.
And I don't know music.
That was when Alan was on heroin pretty bad, so he doesn't remember the 2000s.
My track marks are starting to clear up though, so finally.
I was on Pixie Sticks really bad in the 2000s. So
have you ever snorted? Did you ever snort Pixie Sticks?
That's exactly what I was doing with them. We did. It was so stupid.
Take a CD case and chop it up.
Well, we didn't chop it up, but we would just pour it out of the tube right in our nose. Just
God. Damn,
and I thought we're so stupid, man.
Well, I mean,
we hackle millennials for Tide Pods, and we're over here sniffing Pixie Sticks.
I mean, it's not as bad as the time I met my friends at Waffle House, fucking drunk off my ass, and get a line of pepper and Tabasco sauce off the table.
You know, I'm not even as worried about the Tabasco sauce and pepper as I am you doing it at a Waffle House table.
Yeah, no, it was bad.
You know how dirty that table was? You probably had some random girl's tit on that table before you.
I mean, it's
made it even better.
Look, it was a Hoover Waffle House, so at least it was a classy tit.
Wait, you didn't use a bitch straw, did you?
No, I just went straight on table.
Yeah, there you go. We'll roll up the dollar.
Yeah, I would have used at least George Washington.
Just don't ever do the Pop Rocks. That hurts. That's a little bigger.
Ow.
You know from experience?
Yeah. Don't do that. That's bad. You know what I didn't do now that I think about it?
What's that?
I wonder what snorting lemon juice would feel like.
Well, next podcast you can show us.
Speaking of pain, when are we going to get Alan to wax his nose?
I've got it right here. We're just waiting to set up a camera, get good footage, then we're gonna do it. It's right here. Look, see?
Yes.
It's coming. It's coming. We're gonna do it. We're just waiting on good. I don't want it to be wasted. If I'm gonna endure that pain, it's gonna be recorded properly, and we're gonna.
Why don't they have something like that for ears, like to get earwax out?
You could probably use that for your ears.
They need it. You want to talk about waxy ears, man?
Yeah, me too.
I've had them.
I have to go to the ENT about every 2 years and get a blockage out because I just can't get it all out. And I can't hear. That's one reason I can't hear all the time. So,
Cody,
but anyway,
Cody, why don't you tell me what's burning your biscuits?
Well, guitar solos that get cut off by the fade out on the CD recording. That burns my biscuits.
Oh.
So some good examples are any 38 Special song and like Hotel California. And like the 38 Special ones really make me mad because the guitar solo gets really good, like on Caught Up in You. It gets so good right as it goes off. Like he starts doing the fast picking triplets, and it's like, why do you cut it off? Why? Every song should end with a definitive dun 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 or something.
And think about this: a producer made the conscious decision to do that.
What a jackhole!
Yeah,
I mean,
turd burglar.
This if it was happening on radio, that's a one thing. But when you're listening to the CD, a producer made the conscious. He thought it was a good idea that you've heard enough of the solo.
Yeah, what a jerk! He's probably a bass player.
Probably. Probably.
Not as good as this triangle player right here.
I don't know. I'm probably in the minority on that, but it always bothers me. I'm like, no, why? I mean, if they're gonna do that, then the band should say, you know what, screw you. We're gonna move the solo to the middle of the song. We're not gonna have an outro solo. The hell with it.
Yeah, I agree.
I concur.
Anyway. What you got, Steven?
So I got two things. We or you especially, Alan, with your shipping specialties, are probably very familiar with this, but it drives me up the wall when you order something online and literally an hour later they're like, your shipment is ready, and they give you a tracking number, right? You check that tracking number for about 2 weeks and it still hasn't moved. That's because them jerk-offs cut the label, put it on the box, and that box has been sitting on a table at their wherever for like 2 weeks. And what brought this up is I ordered something for Mother's Day like a month early, and they advertised like, yeah, we'll get it there by this date. I'm like, all right, sweet. So I ordered it, and about 8 business days later, I'm like, yo, this hasn't moved. And sure enough, I sent an email, and I'm like, hey, so what's the deal with my order? It hasn't moved from Destination 1 since y'all cut it. And the next day they respond, and they're like, oh, here's the tracking number, and it moved. No, okay, them jerks went and found my box, put it on the truck, and said, oh, yeah, you're probably using the wrong tracking number. No. I know how this works. You printed the label, gave me a tracking number, and forgot my package. Jerks. I absolutely can't. I wish that the tracking number, I don't know. There's got to be a better way. That way, if it's forgotten about, Like, hey, how come this hasn't gotten shipped yet? As of right now, they think it's shipped because they have a tracking number. Oh, right. It hasn't moved. But yeah, it drives me up the wall. But yeah, so that. And the other thing is, and then I'm gonna use my screen as a perfect example, right? So it's an Avengers type shirt. It says Father, but it's kind of Thor themed, with his hammer and all that, right? So I've been seeing way too much of this lately, and I've never want to hit someone I don't know so much in my life because of people that do this. So here's what they're doing. So I'm wearing my Fa Thor shirt, right? And what I'll do is I'll take a selfie that looks like this, and I'll be like, "Wearing my Marvel shirt." You can't even read what my shirt says. You see my face and like the last 2-3 letters, and you're like, and you send a duck face. I'm like, if you're looking for attention, there's other ways, honey. Don't be talking about your shirt and not even show your freaking shirt. That make sense. No sense. None. Put your face out of the picture if you're trying to show a shirt. Like, I'd rather you take a selfie like this, like wearing my Fa Thor shirt. I don't care what you look like. If you want to advertise your shirt, show your shirt. God, I just hate it when people are like, "Yeah, wear my Marvel shirt." Yeah.
Maybe he's got really short arms and he just can't get his head and the shirt in the picture.
That's my point. If you're gonna talk about your shirt, cut your head out. Nobody cares about your face if you're talking about your shirt.
Maybe they're so short he can't get the whole shirt in either.
Well, he needs to get a selfie stick. He needs to adapt and survive. But it just drives me up the wall.
Shorty.
Right? I don't like tall people anymore. He's talking trash about his short arm guys. But yeah, so stop laughing. but yeah, I've seen way too much of that lately. And Alan, you probably don't see it as much because Instagram's a little bit different. And I know you don't have a Facebook, but mostly I've seen it on Facebook. I've seen a few on Instagram, but mostly it's on Facebook where I'm like, you have got to be kidding me. Please stop what you're doing. Please. But yeah, that's been burning me up for like several days. People are stupid. Oh, and I'm gonna go ahead and talk about this. This whole pipeline shutdown. Somebody took like a 50-gallon tank to the gas station to fill it up with gas. Like, yo.
Here's what's ridiculous. If you follow the news, like reliable sources, we won't go there. But if you follow the news, right now, how much was gas? Where you saw this happening, how much did the gas cost?
It was $2.69.
$2.69. Okay.
Cheap.
Number one, that is very cheap. But here's the thing.
It's $2.80 something right now where I live.
Right. But here's the thing. The pipeline said today that by 5 p.m. Eastern time, they were going to be back up and running. Gas prices are going to go back down in the next few days.
But and that's exactly what I told people who were freaking out about it. I'm like, yo,
now
you talking about the FBI's involved? They're gonna have this sorted out before the end of the week. This happened Monday, Tuesday. I was like, by Friday they're at least going to have a solid plan to say, look, by Monday, don't worry about it. It never happened.
Now let's put in this little disclaimer. This is how easy it slips up on us. I mentioned to myself and these two before we started, if we talk about anything time sensitive, we are currently recording this episode on May 12th. So all of this pipeline gas stuff has been going on this week, the week that we are recording this. This episode is going live in a week and a half. We are recording a few episodes to account for Steven going on vacation next week. So you had the Steel Panther vlog. Episode 27 is going to air the week that we are recording this, and then this episode will be airing on May 23rd. So we're not trapped in the past. Just clear that up. Get that disclaimer out there. This gas station stuff is happening right now, May 12th. But yeah, anyway, back to it. No, it's all good.
But yeah, so what's burning me up is like these, and I understand you want to take care of yourself and whatnot, but be a decent human being. That's where everybody in the world's going wrong. They don't know how to be decent human beings. All right, filling up a 50-gallon tank that your truck is dragging. You literally taking like 5 people worth of gas. Like, stop. Don't be a jerk. You know, when we were having problems with toilet paper, come on, man. Well, 87 rolls of toilet paper was not necessary. I could wipe my butt 5 times a day for no reason at all and not use all that toilet paper. Be decent people. You
Y'all
know,
see the
I guess the only reason this works me up way more than the toilet paper does, because like I'll wipe my butt with a leaf if I have to. I don't care. I'll use a rag and I'll put it in the washing machine and wash it. I don't care. But
use the leaves of 3?
Yes.
I will, my buddy. But the thing that gets me is like, you know, if you work in town, whatever, I have to drive almost 40 minutes, 45 minutes to work. And when some douchebag is sucking the tank dry just so he can go sit at his home if in case something happens, it screws me. I might not be able to show up to work one day because I don't have freaking gas. People suck. Suck. Suck.
And that's the thing. If you saw this today, I mean, that news article was released shortly after lunchtime today that they would be resuming production this evening. Once again, May 12th, 2021. That they would be resuming production. So gas prices are going to go back. You might see another day or two of them creeping up a little bit, but once they're back on full production, prices are going to go back down to normal. Everything is going to be back. Anyway,
Did y'all see the video going around of the lady putting the
in the bag?
gas in the plastic bag?
Oh, no, yeah.
And then she
what?
tried to double bag it, and it just goes
Grocery,
everywhere.
not just like a trash bag either, a grocery store bag. I've
Yeah.
never wanted to so hard run and freaking double kick somebody in the face. Don't be an idiot.
Okay, let's suppose in a different universe that gasoline doesn't melt those bags. It's not even a Ziploc bag. How are you going to hold this? Where are you going to store this?
No, the best part.
Even if you tie it up, it's not going to. You're still going to leak.
She tied it, and she was going to double bag it, and then it started spraying out the bottom. And she's like,
yeah,
couldn't believe it.
These are the type of people that should not be allowed to breed.
Right? No, yeah, things like that are the reason I don't want to live on this planet anymore. Like, we need to colonize Mars now, because I can't do this much longer. If I see somebody putting gas in a freaking Walmart grocery bag, I will fight. Everybody at the gas station will catch my hands for their stupidity.
She found a bag. It didn't have a damn hole in it.
Right?
Because I use them. I use the bags. We save ours, and I use them for to clean out the cat box. And it never fails. I always grab one with a damn hole in it. So when I pick it up, little litter pieces start falling in the floor. So I have to get another bag. So how the hell did you get one with no holes in it?
She probably shops at Publix, not Walmart.
Maybe.
Honestly, let's be honest. Publix is the Chick-fil-A of grocery stores.
I'd agree with that. They are pretty awesome.
All right. So we'll go ahead and move on for my burns. And I will say that, honestly, up until 10 minutes ago, I had a burns. One of y'all is echoing right now. But instead, I'm just going to say congratulations to the Foo Fighters for being inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And that Jay-Z has no business being in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. We're going to keep the rant short. I'm not going to... you saw me checking my phone a minute ago. I did this whole rant 3 months ago, episode 16. Episode 16, we went over this, how we should not be calling this the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame at this point. It's not the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. You want to rename it the Music Hall of Fame, I'm all good. We can go with it. But I'm not even going to get worked up about it at this point. Congratulations to the Foo Fighters being inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame this year. It's a very well deserved for them. They've put in their time. The guys they're amazing artists, they're influential artists. They deserve every bit of what they're getting, and hopefully they are the headliners that get to perform this year. Is y'all want to hear a rant? Let me watch the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction ceremony and see Jay-Z perform the headlining act, man. I'm going to have to buy myself a new TV. You get something to going through it if Jay-Z is headlining that Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction.
So, question.
Yes, sir.
I'm not talking about politics, I'm comparing. Would you think, you know how people go crazy about you voted for such and such and I voted for such and such and I don't like you because of that, right?
Right.
If for some reason me and Cody both nominated GNR for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, would you like disown us? Would there be some serious beef with us?
No. But because here's the thing. As much as I hate Guns N' Roses, and for anybody who's been with this podcast for a long time, it's not an act. I don't like them as a band. The musicians in the band I like. We've been over this before. Velvet Revolver, excellent band. Love Velvet Revolver. Hate Guns N' Roses. But no, and here's my reason. Because even though I hate them as a band, I can admit the influence they have had on the rock and roll industry. That's where I have problems with people like Jay-Z being even on the inductee list for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. We discussed this 3 months ago. We discussed this. You call it the Music Hall of Fame. Sure, Jay-Z probably deserves to be up there. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, he has no place in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Respect that. I was just curious.
No, absolutely. I can hate somebody and recognize the influence they've had on the industry. That happens a lot. I mean, there's a lot of bands I don't like. But
do you think that maybe the Zac Brown Band should be nominated for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame for their award-winning song "Chicken Fried"?
I think they should win every country music award for the song "Chicken Fried." That's one of the best country songs ever recorded. In the history of all country music, Chicken Fried is one of the best songs ever.
All of it.
Okay.
Little bit of chicken fried.
For the record, for the podcast, I do not dislike Zac Brown Band. I like all of their songs except for Chicken Fried. But I know a lot of people like it, and that's fine. I just don't like it. I don't want to hear it. They ran me out of the office the other day singing it to me. They were really good friends.
Okay. Have you thought about the question I posed to you the other day? Brantley Gilbert was on TikTok, and I showed you. He said him and his band were sitting there discussing what the best country music song was of all time. And he wanted to know what his fans thought was the worst country music song of all time. And I told you that my pick would be for Dwight Yoakam's Pocket of a Clown. And I'm sure my mama can go in the comments down below and back me up. I have hated that song since it was released. I used to beg her to change the channel on the radio when that song came on. Hated it. Have you come up with any ideas for what is the worst country music song of all time? And I mean, I've already said also anything by Florida Georgia Line, so you can't name one of their songs.
No, I haven't really thought of one. I mean, I'm sure there are. I mean, I'm sure one will come to me, but I don't have one right now. Other than I'm not a fan of Chicken Fried, but I don't think that's the worst song. No, absolutely not.
And I already know there's no sense in asking Steven. what he thinks the worst country song of all time is.
I think it is.
Notice how slow he's talking, trying to think of even one song.
Yeah. I'll put it this way. I can't think of a song. No.
Oh,
I
you
was
know
gonna-
what?
I was gonna say the worst country song that I know, but then I don't even know the name of it. So
Steven,
that,
you'll like this. Last night, going back to going to the open mic night, this guy was filling time and he played the Robin Hood song from the Disney movie.
Oh, Robin Hood and Little John walking through the forest.
Yep.
yeah,
It was good, man. I was like, oh, sweet. I need to
I
learn
was
that one.
there, slap my legs. Yeah.
That's awesome. You need to learn that one.
Lolly golly, what a day.
You need to do that. You need to do that.
I guess I could
Alright.
have played the King of the Hill intro.
Yes. All right. This is the longest burn segment we have ever done
Ever.
in the history of this podcast. We're going to go ahead and move on. And Cody originally brought this up of if you could only watch one movie genre for the rest of your life, what would it be? And so I have also interpreted that as your favorite movie genre. Because why would you choose your least favorite movie genre to watch for the rest of your life? So that being said, what are y'all's options? What's your favorite movie genre? And let's go with why. Why could you watch that for the rest of your life?
So that's tough for the simple fact that there's mixtures. Like, for example, take The Babysitter. That's a horror movie, but it's obviously also a comedy. If you've watched it, that movie is funny. But it's a horror movie. I mean,
You got plenty of other options to that too. Leprechaun's the same way.
No, that's cringy. I don't. A Leprechaun in the Hood. I heard the other day, and I was like, "Oh God, that's so bad."
But for sake of this argument, we're gonna go with that. That would be a way for you. That would be a loophole in this argument. That would be the only comedy you could get would be through a primarily a horror movie. So you could work in loopholes, but you have to pick one primary genre.
So tough. What if, question, what if instead of choosing one genre, I get to choose one movie from each genre and I only get to watch like 8 movies total the rest of my life?
See, that would be horrible for me. Couldn't do it. I love finding. Well, we'll hit my pick in a minute. Like it's gonna be hard for anybody to figure out, but we'll hit my pick in a minute. But I love finding new stuff on everything from Amazon Prime to Hulu, Netflix. I love
like thanks slashing or thanks killing.
Thanksgiving. Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
I'd
we'll
like
go
to.
ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say I want to give credit to my brother, Renegade Gamer. He's the one that brought this up to me for us to talk about. So thanks for giving us some input. And that's what you're supposed to do, everybody. You're supposed to be telling us what we need to talk about.
Comment below.
So for
Absolutely.
me, also like this video, subscribe if you're not subscribed, all that good stuff. Hit the little bell.
Bing, bing, bing.
Like,
Ding, ding, ding,
comment, and subscribe.
Duck face. It's so stupid. For me, I'd have to go with westerns. If I had to watch one genre the rest of my life, I'd have to go westerns because I can't go the rest of my life without seeing John Wayne movies. And then, but there's a lot of newer movies that are westerns, and they're always going to make westerns. So I would still get to see Open Range and 310 to Yuma, Django, stuff like that. Even spaghetti westerns.
Did you pronounce the D in Django?
I did Django.
Listen, Mr. Papa.
Yeah,
He was-
Popeyes
In the movie, he specifically said
and potato salad.
Potato salad.
So-
Oh, you need to be around when I go to a restaurant and I ask for a beverage retrieval device.
Well,
The
Cody
free
doesn't ask for those anyway.
that I get.
I didn't even know what the hell he was talking about. I thought he was talking about a cup.
No, something to retrieve the beverage from the cup.
Okay. Yeah, you don't need one of those.
Sorry, I got off topic.
So anyway, I mean, like we've said, if you haven't figured it out yet, mine's definitely the horror movies. I love all forms of horror, B-side, mainstream, cult classics. Like, I mean, Suspiria. Uh, they've got new movies that are going back to like cult classic style with the new era twist. Movies like Midsummer, and I mean, there's something for everybody in horror. I mean, even like The Invisible Man recently, the newest version. I mean, I know it's a remake, but it was done very well. I think I could. I think I could be happy if the only genre I could watch for the rest of my life was horror. I mean, you've got the campy classics. You've got like the Scream series and all the spin-offs it rolled around. As we pointed out, movies like The Babysitter, you can get your comedy fix, but still enjoy the cheesy horror aspect of it. Horror's definitely my pick. Then you got all the classic monsters. You got Jason, you got Michael, you got Freddy, you got Leatherface, you got Pinhead. I mean, come on. I mean, the horror's where it's at. Absolutely, 100%.
And you still get the nudity from time to time.
Absolutely.
It's not a horror fan
Nice,
if you don't move.
nice tits, bitch.
Yes.
Anybody that doesn't know what I'm talking about, which is probably everybody but these two watching this episode, watch the first 30 seconds of the movie Thanksgiving. First 30 seconds.
So Cody, you're just Western in general, right? Not like spaghetti Western specific.
Yeah, just in general. Very
Okay.
generalized westerns.
And Alan is horror movie. See, this is so tough because there's a select group of movies that I love the Scream movies. My favorite horror movie is Trick or Treat. I love it.
It's a
And
good
then
movie.
within Trick or Treat, you're talking about you have zombies, not zombies. You have werewolves and vampires, and things like that. And they're little zombie kids and stuff. So I mean, there's a whole bunch. So I love horror movies. Westerns are amazing. The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, the Wild Bunch, Jeremiah Johnson. I love westerns. It's just there's so much out there. I don't. So let me ask you this: if I were is action a group of its own or action adventure? Like for example, if you go to Netflix right now and you scroll down to find action, you'll see action/adventure. Would you consider
If
that?
there is high flying stunts and explosions, it's an action movie.
I would say we're doing very, very, very generalized categories.
Almost like
If it's more funny than serious, it's a comedy. If there's action, it's action. If it's a thriller,
Like action
if
would
it's
probably be your
fictional.
biggest genre because it would have everything from like the Fast and the Furious to the Marvel
Lord
universe. To the Marvel universe is action.
Yeah.
But see, for you, you could go. You could even generalize Disney because Disney has Marvel, Star Wars. You wouldn't be out anything. You still get all of that and your Disney movies.
Well, as of right now, but Marvel wasn't Disney until about 4 years ago, so I don't even think that could be technically, if we were going to go that route, I wouldn't technically consider, as much as I would like to just cheat my way into it and be like, yeah, I get all this stuff because Star Wars is in there
Now,
too.
now, just to make it a little bit
When they're
harder on
buying
you, though.
everything up, you may end up getting everything. In about 20 years, you'll be able to watch anything you want.
Yeah.
Just to make it a little bit harder on you, make you think just a little bit more, I would say that Star Wars is definitely
Sci-fi.
falls under sci-fi and not action.
Sci-fi fantasy, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, so and that's why I'm thinking about it, because you look at all these movies like Lord of the Rings could technically be a sci-fi fantasy, but it's also an action adventure. So it's like,
I don't know if I would. I don't know if I could. I think the sci-fi fantasy much outweighs calling it an action movie at all. I mean, you think of action movies, you're
very
thinking
much
of
a
Mission
fantasy.
Impossible, Fast and the Furious. You're thinking of the Avengers movies and all that. I would not put that in the same genre at all.
if we are talking about that, then I would probably go with the sci-fi fantasy. Because of movies like Star Wars and Lord of the Rings, and technically Marvel would probably fall into that too, because superheroes is more of a fantasy thing than anything.
Could be.
And then you're talking about movies like Species, which kind of gives me that horror movie feel, but at the same time, it's definitely sci-fi type crap that they're dealing with. Aliens, just there's this, which is technically a horror movie as well, but it falls into the sci. I think I would have to go with sci-fi fantasy as my one. This is what I'm watching the rest of my life.
Yeah,
And you get to watch Tremors,
Yes.
which is a really good movie. We used to work with a guy that was he was what's the guy's name in the movie? Bert. He was Bert. And y'all know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what else I get to watch? Sharknado. All 25 of them. And if there's not 25, there will be. I think they're on like 8.
So would movies like Anaconda, would it fall under
I think that would be more of an action adventure.
action or horror?
I think Anaconda. There's no. That's one of those that's really tough, but yeah, I think I would have to put Anaconda under action adventure because there's a little bit of suspense on where's the snake, but it's not a thriller. It's not a full on suspense. It's definitely not a horror movie. I mean, because for it to be a horror movie, it would have to fall into the category of it being a monster movie, and I wouldn't. And I wouldn't consider the snake in Anaconda a monster. So I think that one would fall under action adventure.
It was pretty damn big, you know what I'm saying?
No, I mean, I get it, but he's also not Godzilla. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean,
But
he swallowed
that would fall
what's his
Godzilla
name,
and
a whole.
would probably fall under sci-fi fantasy. Or would you say action adventure?
he said Anaconda.
No, either the King Kong or Godzilla, or King Kong versus Godzilla. All of those
Yeah,
movies.
sci-fi fantasy.
I would say sci-fi monster movies, classic monster movies, definitely. I would say fall under sci-fi fantasy.
All right.
Although
Yeah, I think
it seems like King Kong usually falls under adventure. Like the one with Jack Black about 15 years ago or whatever. Seemed like it was under like the adventure at Blockbuster. Throwback. Sorry, kids. We used to have to go get the movie and rent it.
Yeah. And if you didn't rewind it, they charged you extra money.
Yeah, this was probably DVD though. When this movie came out, it was probably DVD.
True.
But yeah, when we used to rent all those old wrestling tapes, we had to rewind them.
Classic pay-per-views.
You rented wrestling tapes?
Yes, absolutely.
I was a Weenie Hut Junior. I did not rent wrestling tapes.
Every weekend, I'd go spend the night with my friend, and we'd rent a video game and either a classic or the most recent to be released WWE pay-per-view that was on video. And we'd watch it and then play video games till the sun came up.
I miss the good old days playing video games till the sun comes up.
Oh yeah. No, I mean we were playing NES. We were playing Zelda and Excitebike till we saw the sun. Then we're like, oh shit, we need to go to sleep.
Hydro Thunder.
Yeah.
God.
What y'all were talking about, I got Mario for days on end without moving.
Absolutely. All right. We're going to go ahead and move into our final segment this week. We touched on this in the last episode and we put a pin in it, and now we are taking that pin out with the topic only slightly modified. What are some trendy sayings from recent history that you were able to find, Cody, that we may have liked, may not have liked, may have used, may not have used, may have wanted to punch people in the face for?
As you read these out, should me and Alan and you be giving a thumbs up and thumbs down, saying, "Yeah, that was a cool one," or "That one sucked balls"?
As long as you don't try to make fetch work, we're good.
Try to make what?
Fetch.
So this spans back all the way to the 90s. The first one that I've got is talk to the hand.
Oh my god, that's cringy.
That was really dumb.
Even
But
when
I
it
do
was
remember
big,
using that.
even when it was big, like that was cringy. Like,
And I don't think that was long lived either. It seemed like that went on a few years and it died out pretty quick.
luckily,
As if.
I think I may have used that one a time or two, but I always felt super awkward when I tried to use it.
Yeah, that was usually a girl that would, or I always saw girls say that. They did the little snap like as if.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
Here's one we've all used. Booyah!
Yes. No.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
I used to love saying that.
Yes.
You remember when the Scrub song came out?
From the TV show, right?
No, this was the
TLC.
Destiny's
No.
Child?
Yeah, TLC.
Oh, TLC.
No,
yeah.
I don't want no scrub. Scrub is a
Yeah,
guy
so
that can.
apparently the word scrub was a thing. I don't really remember that being a thing.
When they told
Maybe
you
that
what
was
a
really early 90s.
Did you not listen to the song?
No, I did. I mean, I know what it means, but I never ran across people using it.
Oh, I didn't either. But I mean,
It was actually, not too long after that was a phrase in person. It was used video game chat. You would get done playing some people and be like, "Look at these scrubs." I've heard it a good bit.
I've heard it in that aspect, I guess, but not necessarily in the aspect that the song's talking about.
I agree.
Not.
Oh, freaking lame.
That was almost as bad as Psych. I mean, that was the updated Psych. I mean, that was Psych version 2.0. No,
it's like, Steven, your haircut's really cute. Not.
Psych. Yeah, that one I didn't like. I wasn't a fan of that one.
Yeah, wasn't a fan.
All
right.
Is that a saying? Because I still use that one.
Yep. The AIGHT.
I mean, I
remember,
use that on a daily basis. Hey, will you get this done for me?
Yep, I think that's still. I don't think anybody knows they're really using that anymore, but they are. That is still around today.
All right, Dan.
Do y'all remember getting crunk?
I never got crunk, but I remember people getting crunk. I remember from the window to the wall to the sweat drip from my balls. But
Crunk was awesome.
Yeah, that's after you get crunk. All right. How about whatever?
yeah, it's another one I still use. So.
Yeah.
That-
And it's kind of morphed into we got a guy at work that says, whatever, man.
that word has morphed into an argument starter for couples.
Whatever.
Whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember when things were fly.
I thought that was
Like,
cool.
dude, that car is fly.
Or the old
Stupid, I never
timers.
used it.
Old timers are still fly. Can't pay my rent because all my money is spent. That's all right because I'm still fly.
Pretty
Pretty fly for a white guy.
That's all right, because I'm still fly.
Yeah, exactly. See?
Oh, that thing got me vibing already. Like, I'm.
Hella. Y'all remember Hella?
Hey,
Like, man, that is hella good. I remember people
that was the No Doubt song. And Gwen Stefani looked hella good.
oh yeah. Yeah.
She had me feeling hella good in my
Man,
pants.
should we not just as a society be jealous, completely jealous of Blake Shelton that he has slept with Miranda Lambert and Gwen Stefani in back-to-back relationships? Moving on.
Before I say something I regret.
We all remember getting jiggy with it.
Na 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 na. Na 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 na.
Yep.
Yeah.
I never heard anybody really say that, but I do remember the song.
Is it just me, or does a majority of these sayings spawn from music?
A lot
I
of them
believe you're
do.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it seems it's starting to sound like that.
How about sup?
So
Sup?
I still use that.
Sup?
Yeah. So use that.
Yeah, that gets on my nerves. That one in particular.
Sup does?
Why did you?
Yeah, I don't know why. I'm just like,
Why?
why not just say what's up?
You know how I'm going to greet you every morning now, right?
I know.
Every
I was
single
well
morning.
aware of that before I brought up my opinion.
I'm going to see you tomorrow morning. Hey, sup?
I'm like Batman. I can endure.
Sup?
All right. Bugging out. Y'all remember that?
I remember hearing people say
Oh,
that,
man,
but
Oh, I'm
Hey,
bugging out.
Yeah, I'd never used it, but
Yeah, I never. Here's one I know me and Alan remember. I'm going to open up a can of.
Whoop ass.
can of whoop ass.
Yep. Oh, here you go. Everybody heard this one. You go, girl.
Gosh.
Yes.
Yeah. I still say that to Steven when he does something really good. You
Thanks,
go,
baby.
girl. How about all that in a bag of potato chips?
I remember that one. I thought
Yeah.
that was lame.
That was in a movie. What?
Probably like Legally Blonde or something like that.
Hold on.
Was that on Bring It On?
I don't think so.
The phrase is credited to Subway. The very first Subway shop was in Pete. A bag of chips was included in the price, so you got all that in a bag of chips.
Wow.
Okay. And then that guy is not a very good guy.
Yeah. He turned into a pedophile. Maybe he had too much with that bag of chips.
Yeah, he was given all that and a bag of potato chips.
See, you give a man a bag of potato chips, no telling what he does next.
Y'all remember a fart knocker?
God.
Somebody was a fart knocker.
I think my friend that I grew up with, the one I used to play video games and all night with, would call me a fart knocker.
That was
I never occurred that or encountered that one. That was new. Kick him to the curb.
Heard that one. Yeah.
I've heard that
Yeah.
one. I'm
Like
aware.
I've been kicked to the curb a few times.
Oh.
Me too.
Home skillet.
Oh yeah, I remember hearing that.
I still will say that one from time to time.
I've heard that before. I've never personally used that one.
Yeah, come on, home skillet. Don't have a cow. I remember that one was really big. I remember that one.
Yeah, but it was
well.
made popular by Bart Simpson, so
That's probably why. You're tripping.
Yeah, that was really big.
Anytime somebody tried to tell me that, I told them I was perfectly stable.
Y'all ever have anybody start making beeping noise at you and say you're backing up? Like if you started fishtailing on your story or backtracking on what you're saying?
I've never heard that, but that's awesome. I want to do that to people.
Yeah, like if they're talking and they start like retracting stuff they said, they'll go beep beep beep, backing up, backing up.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I've heard that before. Eat my shorts.
That came from Simpsons too, or was used in Simpsons.
It was also in the Breakfast Club.
Breakfast Club.
I remember that one. Yeah.
So this one I still hear daily, believe it or not. Cool beans.
Yes,
Yeah.
And Nito burrito.
Never heard that before, ever.
Never heard of Cool Beans and Nito burrito?
No, you're making crap up.
Losers.
Here's one more recent. Oh my Lanta.
That
I
one
want
is
to strangle people when they say that.
stupid.
Yeah, no, I've heard it before. I don't. The first time I heard it was in the movie The Ringer when one of the Special Olympians used it because he was. I think it was when Johnny Knoxville's character scratched his CD or something. It was, "Oh my Lanta."
God.
Look, I said it the nice way. Y'all hush. I didn't use the R word.
All right, what about what's up?
Absolutely.
What's up?
Absolutely.
So did Scary Movie make that big, you think?
I think the whole bit with it, since that whole movie was a parody, if I remember correctly, it probably originated on a Budweiser commercial.
It did, you're right.
And then they took that and ran with it. And then they ran with it to the extreme of the making it, yeah. So I think Budweiser is credited with starting it. Scary Movie popularized it.
Yeah.
Well, that's all I had wrote down. What is there any I didn't think of? That
I have two. Dork. Y'all don't remember at some point in time people would go around calling each other dork? Quit being a dork. You're such a dork.
I mean, I know, I know the, I know the word.
Are you reading the definition?
It's not a hard word.
Yeah, no.
It's a Wales.
You search the term dork and you get this. Definition 1. A contemptible, socially inept person. Definition 2. A man's penis.
Yeah. But to my point, when somebody, is like being goofy around public and they don't, it's like you're being a dork. So socially inept. So I used to be around people all the time. It's like, quit being a dork. If you're embarrassing or whatever in public. And the other one is calm your tits.
Yes.
Calm your
I
tits.
have heard that one.
I've never heard that before until I started hanging around with you, Steven.
No,
You're the first person I've ever heard say that.
I heard that before I met Steven.
It sounds like something you'd say to just women, but like I hung out with a group of friends that anytime somebody was getting overworked up, like, yo, calm your tits. It's okay. Yeah, I mean that was a phrase we used all the time. But yeah, those two right there. Quit being a dork and calm your tits.
What about you, Alan?
No, I think you about covered it. Anything that, like I said, yeah, no, I'm good. I can't think of anything else. But I'm sure there's some we forgot. So, listeners, you know what to do.
It
Leave
could be
it
an
down in the
interesting topic.
comments. What's that?
When I was doing research to get some of these, a lot of the articles that came up is the new words that Webster has had to add to the dictionary in the
Oh,
last 10
God.
years.
Yes.
And it's very, very interesting, some of the words they've had to add, like selfie stick and Instagram.
Wow.
And they got the definition with it. It's kind of funny. We may talk about that sometime. I'll print them off and
That's all right.
we'll read them. That could be something we do every year too, because every year they add stuff, so we can like, hey, this year look what we add.
All right, I've got it down on the notes for our next recording, which for us will be in 2 weeks.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't know if I want to review something like that every year. And I think because I think some of that kind of displays how we are declining as a civilization. Like, all right is I mean, it's just a replacement for that. It makes us look stupid.
Well, I don't
Sometimes
think
it's fun and just picking around, but like when we start adding shit like that to the dictionary, it makes me feel like we are not succeeding as a civilization.
now most of them are that I saw weren't really slang words. They were just stuff that no one's ever heard of before until the last 10 years, like Instagram. It is so popular that they had to add it into the dictionary where it had a definition. It's like a social, place to post pictures and whatever. And a selfie stick. 20 years ago, nobody knew what a damn selfie stick was.
That brings up two more, right? Okay. Do y'all remember hearing woot woot?
Woot woot?
Yeah.
Woot woot? Woot woot, right? Now that same thing, it's the same thing, is now yeet. It means the same thing.
God.
You see what I'm saying though?
But see, I disagree. That's not the way I use. Woot woot is like excited about something. Yeet is when you chunk something across the room. Yeet.
So by definition, and I looked it up because I was curious about it myself. The definition of yeet is an exclamation of excitement, approval, surprise, all-around energy, often issued when doing a dance move or throwing something. So throwing something, yes, but for the most part, it's a level of excitement. Yeet. So, but
I forgot.
What?
I forgot one.
Uh-oh.
Were you done with your statement?
No, I was just putting in there. I just some of these words make me feel like we're failing as a civilization.
We definitely are. And it shows in text messages if you read these texts these people send now, it's like I can't even read them. If you get like a 13, 14-year-old's phone and look at it, shit, you don't. It's like, I can't read any of that stuff. But the one I forgot was I'm gonna dip.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Dip.
And that always
I'm a
got on my
dip.
nerves. And I had no idea what that meant until I was in college, and we had one of our teammates would come. He was in a different dorm. He would always come to our room, and we'd play cards or whatever. And when he'd leave, he'd go,
All right.
Well, I'm gonna dip. Mike, what, you got some tobacco? No, man, I'm going back to the room. I'm like, okay, so you're leaving.
Right.
Yeah.
And bounce is another thing people
Bounce.
would say too. I'm
Yeah.
gonna bounce.
And
Like,
now,
okay, let's do it.
if you get frustrated with somebody, you can dip potato chip.
Yes. We're gonna put that back on the map.
Yes.
And I just said map with like 4 A's. Map.
Map.
All right, everybody. Hold on. There we go. We are going to go ahead and wrap it up this week. If you have enjoyed this episode, then leave us a comment. If you're new to the podcast, leave us a comment. Let us know that you're new. Tell us what your favorite genre of movie is. If you could only pick one genre to watch for the rest of your life, with loopholes allowed, what's your primary genre that you're going to watch for the rest of your life? Also, what trendy saying did we forget about? We know there's a ton of them. Just don't try to make fetch work. Let us know what we forgot. Let us know down below. Keep in mind that there will not be any interruption for you. We actually planned ahead, but we are going to be skipping our recording next week. Reminder, this is May 12th. There will be no interruption for you, but if topics seem dated on this episode, keep in mind this episode was recorded on May 12th. You guys got anything else to say tonight?
Just to make sure you like this video, share it with your friends. Even if they just click on the video and then turn it off, it's a view. It goes toward the things we got to get to. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. Hit the bell. It'll notify you when our videos go live. Comment on them. We appreciate the support. Thank you, guys.
Yep, absolutely. We definitely appreciate it. And we cannot say enough. Maybe we need to start opening with saying this, but we can't say enough. If you enjoy the podcast today, that's great. Listen to it, keep going, but leave a comment on things you want to hear us talk about. What do you want to hear us talk about? I mean, we can break down the best Marvel character. We can talk about who our favorite athlete is. We can anything. I mean, how much is too much for a pair of shoes? I know some people that only spend $50 on a pair of shoes. I know some people that spend $600 on a pair of shoes. We will talk about anything. I mean, I have a rash right now. I'm just kidding. I'm not talking about that. But leave in the comments. Let us know. We will talk about anything. It'll probably be dumb half the time. So send it down there. Send it down there. We love y'all as always. Happy to talk.
Until next time, everybody. Peace out.